Hello everyone, my name is Mirella, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. As I said before, this is one of my weekly videos where I talk a little bit about the behind the scenes of my music career attempt. If you don't know me, I moved from Brazil to London to study music for the very first time, and in this video specifically I'm going to talk about my BIMM experience. BIMM is the name of the institute that I studied music here. I graduated marketing in Brazil and I worked in the field for a few years before making this big decision. As soon as I decided to actually study music for real, I started looking for some music schools in Europe. One of those that really grabbed my attention was BIMM, that it stands for British and Irish Modern Music Institute. I'm not going to talk about too much of the story or where it come from, how did it start, because you can find all of that online. So I'd rather talk about my experience and how I lived all of that. Well, to begin with, I did a popular music performance course, diploma course, with emphasis in vocals. For me, as I mentioned, I never studied music before, so everything in the course was absolutely new to me. So that's why I think I may have enjoyed more than most people would. Because I think that if you had some music background, you might find it a little boring in the sense that you've seen it before. So it's like the music theory class, for example, is very basic. They teach you from the basics, and I never had it, so everything was new and I was totally into it. But if you had any background, maybe you wouldn't be as interested as I was. And to be fair, as I remember, I was one of the only people in my class who never had any music background, like piano classes, vocal, guitar, or anything. Like, I never had any kind of music class. To be fair, I had like 2 or 3 months of keyboard class when I was around 10, and that was about it. So talking about the structure of the course, I think it was pretty interesting because they concentrated all of the classes in like 3 days of the week, and 2 of the other days I had completely free, which is perfect because you get super exhausted in all the other days, but when you have the days free, you can work, you can practice, you can have the rehearsals, so it's easier for you to balance your week. Because when you have classes every single day, you don't have classes enough to fill your whole day, so you kind of compromise the whole day because of one single class that you have to be there. The diploma course is a little bit more intense than the degree, because the degree is 3 years of course and diploma is only 1 year. So all the information that you had in that you have in a 3-year course is kind of summarized in a 1-year course. So it's very intense. Like, there's a lot of assessments, a lot of work to do, but I think it's very, very interesting the way the course is built. Considering that I already have my degree in marketing and I already had my professional experience in the business industry, sort of, for me, having this business background that they had was super important. So one of the classes that we have kind of teaches everything about the music industry. So how to get a manager, what is a record label, what is an independent artist, everything that you need to know, how does the industry works. It's not just about artistic and how to sing and how to perform. It's kind of more this business view to it that for me is super important. Another class that I thought it was super interesting was music in context, because it was a class that they explained how did a certain style was born. So it's very interesting for you to understand the economic, political concept of something that happened so many years ago and still living today. So for example, artists like Elvis, how did they turn out to be what they are today? Like, it's not random that these people are icons. Like, they were different in their time. So Madonna was a pioneer, and they explained all the context surrounding her for her to be who she is today. Why did she have such a strong speech in her songs and this kind of stuff. And another class that is kind of combined to that one is styles, that actually explains in a more technical way what makes a style be that style. So for example, why is rock? Like, what is the tempo, what is the rhythm, what does the lyrics say, how is the kind of performance, what is the kind of environment, everything that makes you realize why is folk, why is pop, and this kind of stuff. Another class that for me was very, very hard in the beginning, and it was still hard at the end, but it got better, it was techniques, because as I mentioned, I never had any kind of class. So not only some exercises and some challenges were very difficult for me, but also I was a little embarrassed to do some stuff. So for example, I learned a bunch of warm-up exercises that for me was super embarrassing to do it, and everybody was super used to it. It's not now I'm used to it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. And maybe I am still a little embarrassed. but I know the importance of it, and I think it's something very crucial. And the teacher that we had was Kelly Lethbridge. She was amazing. So I think the way she taught us everything was very gentle. She was never rude to our performance, even if like we're messing up or I couldn't do the stuff that she was asking me to. She was very, very friendly, always very sweet. So I'm 100% sure that made a lot of difference for me. So still in this more technical part of the course, as I mentioned, we had musicianship class. What is melody? What is note? What is the difference between this and this note? How is this scale built? What are the notes that you have in this scale? How to read a proper music sheet. We even learned how to read like drums music sheet. I never even considered knowing that. But I know it is important, even if I'm not like a pianist that is gonna write all this sort of different music. I know it's important that I am capable to read it, and even though it still takes me a lot of time to understand, it's not something that it's automatic for me. It's a matter of practice. So I know the concepts to learn a proper music sheet. That's it. Another class that for me was the most difficult class of the course was music technology. They teach us the very, very basics of the Logic program that is to produce songs. So whenever you hear a song on the radio, there was a producer behind it that recorded that song, edited, and did the song sound exactly how it does on the radio. And I thought for some reason that I could handle it, but it turned out that I was very, very bad at it. So I think that if I want to be a producer one day, I would have to really like do a very intense course with like someone very, very patient to teach me, because it's not my gift. But I understand how important it is. I live with two songwriters. They use Logic all the time, and I can see the quality of the work that they build because of it, that it's something that I cannot do. So I know that it's something that I could improve, and it would be very beneficial. As I mentioned, it's a performance course. So we have two classes that help us develop this side of our artistic identity. Every week we have the LPW, that is the live performance workshop. And every week we have to learn a new song and perform them in front of the whole class. To do so, we have a live performance workshop preparation class. We spend 3 hours studying the music. So we learn all the harmonies for backing vocals, we learn all the diction for the main vocal and how to pronounce it, and what is the rhythm of the music, the song, because sometimes you know the song and sometimes you've never heard of it. And then on the next week you have the LPW that you perform with a full band. You have drummer, bassist, guitarist, that are all the other courses involved. So the guy playing the guitar is a guitarist student, the guy playing the bass, normally sometimes it's a bass student, and all the backing vocals are all your colleagues' vocal students. And last but not least, they had an extended studies class that it was to kind of balance all the other classes. So if you're having any trouble following any kind of course, or if you're having any kind of trouble with anything related to the course, you go to this class and they discuss all the assessments, all the assignments, when is it due, for you to organize your schedule, everything. So I think it's important to have this kind of class, because for me, for example, that I never studied music before, when I read the assessments of something related to music, I've never ever in my life had to do a paper talking about my strategies in the music industry and how to be a manager. And normally who gives this class is the course leader. So each course has one specific teacher that is the course leader. So in my case was my techniques teacher, Kelly Lethbridge. And so she's the one responsible to give us all the assessments, like give us instructions and kind of support us through the whole course. And that's it. Those were the classes that I had in BIMM London. And it was for me life-changing. Obviously, I am still here because of it. I finished the course a few months ago, and I can see how life-changing of experience it was. Actually, there's one girl from Brazil that contacted me via Instagram when I was still doing the course, and she wanted to know more about the course. She was in a very similar situation as me in Brazil, and I was telling her everything that I'm saying now, like about all the courses, blah blah blah, blah. And we stayed like 3 months talking, and today she's studying and doing the exact same course as me. Her name is Isabela Zaremba. She's very talented. I'm gonna leave her links down below, so if you can check her out. And that's it. That was my BIMM experience. This is my video of the week. Let me know what kind of things you think would be interesting for me to say here in the behind of the scenes. I have my songwriting process, how I organize my first gig, how I release my first song, how I organize my gigs in general, my life in London in general. I don't know, whatever you want to know about this behind the scenes musician, independent musician life, you let me know in the comments and I would gladly do it. So thank you very much. If you like it, leave your comments below, like this video, subscribe to my channel, please, 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 please. This is the whole goal for these videos. I need to make my channel grow, and I'm counting on you. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week. So thank you very much. If you like it, leave your comments below, like this video, subscribe to my channel, please, 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 please. This is the whole goal for these videos. I need to make my channel grow, and I'm counting on you. So thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Well, to begin with, I did a popular music performance course with emphasis. Popular music performance course. I did a popular music. Oh, meu Deus. Well, to begin with, I did a popular music performance course, diploma course, with emphasis in vocals.